Good everyone, my name is Graphics. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, you see two views of a given figure, which is the front elevation and the plan, right? And we are told to draw the given view full size and project a first auxiliary elevation in direction of the arrow P. Now, if you look at this, this is the plan and this is the what? The elevation, right? And we are told to draw the auxiliary elevation. So when you are told to draw the auxiliary elevation, you have to project what? Project the plan, right? So we are going to project the plan. First of all, before we project the plan, in order to draw the auxiliary elevation, we have to reproduce the figure. So let's reproduce the figure. Now, the first thing we'll do is you draw your vertical line this way, right? Now, you start with the plan, with the elevation. You draw an horizontal line this way. You can see that. Now, when you do that, if you look at the elevation here, the front elevation, the total height is given to be 98. From here to here is 98, right? So I'm going to measure 98 from this point upward. So measure 98. It is 90 and this is 98, right? That is the total height. And I'll draw this way, and the total width is given to be 100, right? So that means from here to here is 100. So I'm going to measure the 100 from here. So this is the 100 that we have here, and I'm going to project it up also, right? Now, if I move from here to here 20, I'll be seeing an hidden line. So I'll measure 20 in order to draw my hidden line. So from the base here, from 0 to 2 is 20. So at that point, I'll draw my hidden line at this point here. So this will be, they are all evenly distributed. You can see that. And the base here is also thickened this way. The base is what? Is thickened this way. Now, from the base to from the base, from here to this point here is given to be what? 56. So I'm going to measure 56 from here. This is 0 to what? 56, right? And I'll just place it this way. I can use my faint line or just mark, since here's 56, automatically here's also what? 56. Now the next thing is I want to get that circle, right? And I want to get the top here, which is 50. So what I'm going to do is I'll get the half of this 100 here, which is 50. So from here to here is given to be 100, right? So half of it is what? Is 50. And I'll use it to draw the center line there, which is 50. So let me just take it up. Long, short, just that way. Now, this is the center that we have here. Is that taken? So from this center here, since from here to here is from here to here, and that is what? 50. So I'll need half of it, 25, right? So when I measure 25 on my compass, this way, this is 25. Is that taken? I'm going to place it at this point here, and I'm going to mark 25 here and 25 here, making what? 50. Then I'm going to join this point to this point, and I'm going to join this point to this point, and I'm going to close here up from here to here, and I'm going to close here up also from here, from the baseline here to the top, and from the baseline here to the top here, right? So I brought out this shape out. Now is to get my circle. Now the circle situated 48 meter away from the baseline. This is the baseline, so I measure 48 meter upward. So if I measure it from here, this is 48, from here to here is 40, 48, right? And I'm going to draw the center line here, long, short. Is that okay? And the diameter of the circle, you can see, is given to be 50. So half of 50 is 25. So you measure 25 on your meter rule. So from here to here is given to be 25. From 0 to 2, given to be what? 25. Right? So I'll place it at that center there. Right? And I'm going to draw my circle this way. This is what we have. This is the elevation. Now the next thing is for me to draw the plan. So in drawing the plan, it's easier. I will just project it upward. All right? I'm going to what? Project it upward. So from here, I'll take all these lines up. I'll take all this line up, the true end of the line up, which is this. And at any height, I can start drawing. From here, I will connect from here to here will be any distance from here, as long as it's not touching this figure. So I'll just measure it and place it this way to this end point here. You can see that? And the height, total height is given to be 90, because 20 here plus 50 plus 20 is going to give us what? 90. So I'll measure the total height of what? Of 90. So from this point, from 0 to 9 is what? Is 90, right? So let me just take it down a little bit. So it's 90. So from 0 here to this point here, 90, right? So we have 20, the first 20, right? This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, the next 50, then the next 20. So I'll just close it up from here. So from this point here, I'll close it up. You can see that? And the next one here, the first 20, I'll close it up. The second 20, which is the 50, I'll close it up. And I will just close all this up too, this way, and also close all this up too, this way, right? Then from here to here, I'll close it up, and here to here, as shown in the diagram we're seeing. Then here too, I'll close it up, also close it up. You can see that? So this is what we have. We have successfully reproduced the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the block. Now the next thing is for we to what? Draw the first auxiliary projection. Now how will you do that? If you are drawing auxiliary projection, this is the auxiliary elevation. This is the elevation. It means that what? You are going to project the plan. If you are drawing the auxiliary plan, this is the plan, means you project the elevation. But in this case here now, we want to draw the auxiliary what? Elevation. So we are projecting the plan. So I will like project them at an angle of what? Of 30 degree, right? So I'll place it this way. Every point here, I'm going to project them. So let's see that and see. So every what? Every point I'm going to project. So let's see that. So every point I'll project. All right. So let's start. So from here, I'll project here. You can see that. I can still extend it if I want to, at least to this point. I can go further if I want to. At least more. I have my reason. I'll come here also. I'll project. You can see that. I'll come here also. All these ends, I'm going to project them. All the ends, I'll project them. So I'll do that for everything I have here. You can see that. And I'll come up here also. I'm going to do the same thing at the top here too. I'll do the same thing here too. Same thing here too. Right. The same thing here too. 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 Right. So project all those points down. That is your first step. Since you have projected all this at an angle of what? 30 degree, because when this square is facing this place, it is 30, right? Now, the next thing is we should draw another angle, another line that will be perpendicular to this line. So if this is 30, automatically the other line must be what? 60 to make it 90. So I'll place it this way. Then I'll draw it at this point here. So this is 90. So this will be my XY plane. Right? Now, the way that will make this work so easy for you, that you will not make mistakes, right, is to start tabling them down. You should call here to be A, here to be B, right? Here to be C, here to be D, here to be E, here to be F, right? And this point here to be point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6, point 7, point 8, right? Point 8, then we'll move forward. I will go to 9, 10, 11 here, 12, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, and what? 17. Is that taken? Now we'll move where we are moving. We'll start with the help of your compass. You place it at point 4, you go to A. You can see that? Place it at point 4, you go to A, and you come on the line of 4. Now this is the line of 4 here. Let me write it out. Line 4. I'll come to that 4. I'm going to mark point 4. So that from 4 to here is what? Is A. So this is my point A. Right? Now the same thing, both 4 and 5 are on the same line. So I'll go to 5, place it on 5 too. I'm going to mark. So this is for 5 here. And this is also another A, because both 5 and 4 to point A. Is that taken? Now, I will move from that same 4 to what? To B. You can see this is B, and I'll come to point 4 also again. I'm going to mark on that line of 4 to get what? Point B. Is that again? Right? And I'll go to 5 also because I'll get another point B on that line. So this is what? Another what? B. Is that again? So this is BB and this AA. Now I'm going to come to this side also, the same thing too. At 12, right? I'll come to 12. I'll come to the same place too. I'll come to 12. I'm going to mark. You can see that. That is B. This is another B. And this is for point 12. I'll come to 13 also. I'll do the same thing too. I'll mark again. That is what? Another B. And this is for what? 13. Right? Let's not forget that of 4. This is for 4 here. And I'll go to, since 4 and 5 on the same point also, so I'll come to 12 and 13 too, and do the same thing. From 12, I'm going to mark. That will be for A, right? I'm going to mark. That will be what? For another A. So I can easily call it to be my AA, here to be my A prime, here should be BB, and here should be what? B prime, B prime. Is that taken? Now we're moving forward. The next one is, I will now come to, I can start joining them, join AA together. I'll join AA like this so that the line will not be too much. This is AA first. Use a faint line, BB, another AA, then what? BB. I will explain as we continue. I'll come to point 3 to C. You can see that, point 3 to C. And I'm going to come to the line of 3. This is the line of 3 here, right? I'm going to mark from that line of 3. I'll mark to get what? C. And line of this is 6, this is 4, 5, this is 6, the line of 6 also here. I'll place with the same measurement, the same radius, and that is what? Another C also, right? Then I'll come, if you look at it, trace it again. This is 11. Come to the line of 11, place it there, and I'll call that to be my C prime also, the same radius. The line of 14 also, I'm going to come and I'll place it at the line of 14, the same radius, right? And that is what? C prime. Is that okay? Now I can easily join the both of them, CC and also CC. You can see that. Now the next thing is, I'm going to come to 2 and D, right? So I'll come to the line of 2. This is the line of 2 here. This is it here. I'll place it here. I'll mark 2. This is D, and this is point 2. And 7 also, I'll come to 7 also. I'm going to mark. This is also D for what? For point 7, right? You come again. This is 10. I'll trace it. This is point 10. I'll mark 10 for it will not be D prime. And 16, I'll come to 16. I'll come to 16. And this will be another D prime. Is that taken? Now what do you notice? D and C, they are all on the same line. Is that taken? So I can easily join everything all together this way. They're all on the same line at this point. Also all on the same line at this point. You can see that. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I've done for D. I'm going to realize that C and A, if you look at it, this is C and A. I'm going to join them. Is that again? C and A, I'm going to join C and A this way. Let's be doing them one after the other. Is that again? Another C and A again, I'll join this way. Start taking, and I'll connect A and A. Then A and B also. You can see that? A and B, this is A and B. I'm going to connect it this way. Then A and B again, I'll connect it this way. The same thing will happen here to replay the same thing. A and B, A and B, right? A and A. Then if you notice it's B, 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 they are all on the same platform. B, you join all the B together from the beginning of the B to this point here also, but let's just wait a little bit. Let's complete this. Now if I come, I've done for D, then if I come, I'll come for 1, right? And E. I'll go to line 1. This is line 1 here, 1. And I'll press this at 1 to get E. This is E, right? I'll come to 8 also, trace 8. This is line 8 here. I'll place it there to get another what? Another E, right? Then I'll come to 9, trace 9, place it here. I'll get another E, but it will now become E prime. So both of them are on the same point. That'll be what? E prime, right? That line of 9. Sorry, this is line of 9 here. So this is line of 9, right? So this will be my E prime here, not this. So let me remove that so you get to understand what I'm talking about. So I'll now come to, I've done for 9, I'll go to 17. This is the point of 17. 17. I'm going to get another one again. That will be E prime here. So E prime, and so on. So I'll join them together, right? So if I'm joining them together, what will I do? This is what will happen here. So this is for this. I'm going to connect A and C, just like connected A and C here. I'll connect A and C. This is C here, right? So taking it, A and C again. You can see that. Then the next thing is I'm going to connect. I have E, but we're not done yet. So proceed. I'll connect E and what? E and D. This is E and D here. I'll connect it this way, right? And this is E here and D this way. So here will be hidden line, but here will be thickened to this point. So I can just use my hidden line here, which is not really necessary, right? Now the next thing is I'm going to do again is this. When we have done with E here, so we need F. So I'll place my compass from 1 to F, right? So on the line of 1, this is the line of 1, I'll place it there to get F. So that is my F here. Then also to the line of 8, I'll come to the line of 8.8, 1.8. I'll get what? Another F here, right? And I'll go to the line of 9, I'm going to have another F there on the line of 9. This is it here. Line of 9, this is F here. I'll call it F prime. Then I'll go to the line of 17 here, 0.17. I'll get another what? F prime here, right? So what do you notice? Both F or the F, B are on the same line. F and B, they are all on the same platform here. So I'll use my meter rule and I'm going to connect all those points all together this way, right? And E and F is connected, and I'm going to connect it all to this point here this way. You can see that. So the next thing that I'm going to do after drawing all this is this. There's a point here, somewhere around here, like this point here, this line, we have not rectified it. So let me call that point, let me call it to be G, as in G for graphics. So let me use it to be G, and I'll use what? T for what? For tutors. So that is graphics tutors here. So let me use that point here. Now, if I place it from this point, from 4 to G, you can see that. I'll go to the line of 4. I'm going to mark this. That will be my G what? My G here altogether. I'll also go to the line of 5 also. This is the line of 5. I'll mark again. I'm going to get what? Another G, right? I'll go to the line of 12. The line of 12 here. I'm going to get another G. Is that taken? And I'll go to the line of 13. The line of 13. I'm going to have what? Another G here. You can see that. Now, what do you notice? And also, I'll come here also. I'll come to this point. I can also do for T also. But first of all, let me deal with the G first. So the two G are connected, right? So these two will be connected to this. So meaning that if I connect these two this way, I don't have to show this because there's a space here, right? So let me remove that away. So this is what we have here, right? Now let me try the other one that we have here. From 1 to T, T for tutors, I'll come to point 1. I'm going to mark, right? Then I'll go to point 8 also. Here, it's on the same point. I'm going to mark. So that is TT, T here, and also T here. Then I'll come to 9, trace the line of 9. I'm going to mark. So that is 9 here, point 9 here. This is what we have here. And that is, I'll call it T prime. Then I'll come to 17. This is 17. I'll come to what? I'll mark. And that will also be what? Another T prime. Is that okay? Now the reason is here this way because of all these points here, they are hidden line. They are locked up in. You cannot see them from the other side. That is why we are not using them. Is that okay? So I can easily use my hidden line to connect them, but it's not necessary because they won't be showing they are behind the figure. Now the next thing we want to draw here is this circle. So the easiest way to get the circle is that let's call here to be point P. Let's say point P, point Q, point R, right? Let's call it that point P, point Q, point R, and point W here. Now what will I do? I'm going to project that point again. I'm going to do what? Project that point again, P, Q, and R. So this is what I'm going to do here. So I'll project P, Q, and R. So let's project the point P. It is here. Let's project the point Q. It is not really project point Q here. Let's project the point R, which is what? Also here. Let's project the point W. This is also here. So that I'll be able to get the other circle. Now what I will do is I'll focus on this four cardinal points. Let's say here to be what? L, M, N, and what? And O. Is that okay? So if I should come, don't forget, if I place it at P, right, to M, you can see that. So this is the point of P. If you look at this line, I'll call this to be my line point P here. I'm going to place it at, let me trace it right away. I'm going to place it at P here, point P, to get M. P here to get what on the line? So this will be my point M. Right? I'll come to Q also. I can easily ignore the Q, but let me come to Q. This is the line of what? Of Q. I'll place it here. I'll mark it at this point. And that will be what? My point what? Q. Is that okay? I don't even necessarily need that, but let me just do that. Then I'll come to F. This is F. I'll move to F. I'll do the same thing. F here. This is point F. I only want to focus on this surface here. Then if I come to W2, I'll be having W, this is W here, place it at this point, and I'll get what is called W. So this is W here. So I don't really need it, but let's just proceed. Now the next thing is I've gotten for M. Then the next one from P also to Q, right? This is the Q here. So I'll come to that point P also again. I'm going to mark Q. So this is what? Q. Then I'll come to also F also. I'll place it there. I'll mark on F. So this is the line of F. So I'll call it what? Q prime here. So you focus on this and this. You focus on M and Q also. Right? Now I've done for these two. I'm going to come to 2 and N here. Right? And I'm going to trace it to that point 2. You can see that. Place it here. I'm going to mark on 2. So I'm going to have N. Is that taken? Then I'll come up here also at 10 because 2 and 10 here. Come to this point. Come to 10 also. I'll mark on there also. I'll call it to be what? N also. N also. Right? Then the next thing is I've done for that. For N. And the next thing is to do for what? For L. I'll press it at 3. I'll move to L. This is L here. From 3 to L. I'll move to the point 3. I'm going to mark for L. So this is L here. And I'll move to F. I'm going to mark on that point 2 on F. Right? So this is what? That is the F that we have here. Sorry, not F. I'm talking about to 3. I've done for 3, then to 14. I'll move to 14. So that is for to 11. Sorry, 11. Come to 11 here, and I'll mark to get the L. So I've gotten these 4 points. I got point L, point F, point N, and Q. So I use my meter rule and join them together this way. To L also, to Q also, to L also. I'll come here also M, N and M, L also to M, then Q, you have Q here, then Q to L, then T, Q to N. So what do you notice I just did here? I have M, N, L, Q, M, N, L, Q, right? And also M, N, L, Q. This is also point M2 here. Now this is where my circle will be situated. So to just save our time, instead of constructing using your isometric circle here, you can use your French curve and ensure that the circle falls between this shape there. So if I use this, this is not working. I use this, this is not working, right? So I'll use a bigger French curve that will work for it. So let's try this. This is too big, this is big, this is moderate, and this is better, right? So I'll use this, ensuring that it is falling in between those 4 points. That seems to be even be bigger, right? So well, just use this and ensure that it's falling between those points. You can see that. So I can simply just draw this way. Between those points, and I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing here. So this is what we have, right? So you can also do the same thing for the other circle because we have 2 points here. So I used from P to M to get this first point. And the next point here is Q, right? So I can easily trace it to Q here, place it here, and I'll mark on that Q here. So that will be another point of what? Point M. Or will I say point M here? Let me call it point M. That again. And since I use from P here to get Q here, right? So I'm going to trace it to that Q here, to this point, Q, and I'm going to mark on that line of Q. So I'm going to get another point, what? Point Q again, right? And similarly, since if you look at this line also, this point is from 3. So I place from 3 to get L here, right? And 3 and B, 3 and 6 on the same point. I'll move it to 6. I'm going to mark on 6 again. And this is the line of 6 here. The line of 6. So I'm going to get another L. I'll call it L prime, M prime, right? Now the next thing is, I'll go to the next one again. Since I used from here to get my M, from 2 to get the M at this point here. And if you notice it, 3, 2, right? And 7 on the same point. So I'm going to move it to line 7. I'll place it here. I'll move to what? Line 7 here. I'll place it on this line 7 to get this. And that'll be my new what? My new N. So I'm going to join those points together, right? This N here and this new M here, front line. Then we have L here also. And we also have Q here, just like what I did the other time. So I don't want to repeat them. So I'll just use my French curve to get what I want to get. So if I do that, ensure that it falls in on that straight line there, right? So if I do that, I will just only get this way. You can see? So I can easily just replicate the same thing here to have this, just to save our time. So this is what we have here. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.